Complete Works of Swami Vivekananda. Volume 1. Lectures and Discourses. Mohammed. Delivered on March 25, 1900, in the San Francisco Bay Area. This article was recorded by Ida Ansel in shorthand. As, however, Swamiji's speed was too great for her in her early days, dots are put in the articles to indicate the omissions, while the words within square brackets are added by way of linking up the disconnected parts. The ancient message of Krishna is one harmonizing three Buddhas, Christs and Mohammeds. Each of the three started an idea and carried it to its extreme. Krishna antedates all the other prophets. Yet, we might say, Krishna takes the old ideas and synthesizes them, although his is the most ancient message. His message was for the time being submerged by the advance wave of Buddhism. Today it is the message peculiar to India. If you will have it so, this afternoon I will take Muhammad and bring out the particular work of the great Arabian prophet. Muhammad, as a young man, did not seem to care much for religion. He was inclined to make money. He was considered a nice young man and very handsome. There was a rich widow. She fell in love with this young man, and they married. When Muhammad had become emperor over the larger part of the world, the Roman and Persian empires were all under his feet, and he had a number of wives. When one day he was asked which wife he liked best, he pointed to his first wife, because she believed in me first. Women have faith. Gain independence, gain everything, but do not lose that characteristic of women. Muhammad's heart was sick at the sin, idolatry and mock worship, superstitions and human sacrifices, and so on. The Jews were degraded by the Christians. On the other hand, the Christians were worse degraded than his own countrymen. We are always in a hurry. But, if any great work is to be done, there must be great preparation. After much praying, day and night, Muhammad began to have dreams and visions. Gabriel appeared to him in a dream and told him that he was the messenger of truth. He told him that the message of Jesus, of Moses, and all the prophets would be lost and asked him to go and preach. Seeing the Christians preaching politics in the name of Jesus, seeing the Persians preaching dualism, Muhammad said, "Our God is one God. He is the Lord of all that exists. There is no comparison between him and any other. God is God. There is no philosophy, no complicated code of ethics. Our God is one without a second, and Muhammad is the prophet." Muhammad began to preach it in the streets of Mecca. They began to persecute him, and he fled into the city of Medina. He began to fight, and the whole race became united. Mohammedanism deluged the world in the name of the Lord. The tremendous conquering power. You people have very hard ideas and are so superstitious and prejudiced. These messengers must have come from God, else how could they have been so great? You look at every defect. Each one of us has his defects. Who hasn't? I can point out many defects in the Jews. The wicked are always looking for defects. Flies come and seek for the ulcer, and bees come only for the honey in the flower. Do not follow the way of the fly but that of the bee. Muhammad married quite a number of wives afterwards. Great men may marry 200 wives each. Giants like you, I would not allow to marry one wife. The characters of the great souls are mysterious. Their methods past our finding out. We must not judge them. Christ may judge Muhammad. Who are you and I? Little babies. What do we understand of these great souls? Mohammedanism came as a message for the masses. The first message was equality. There is one religion, love. No more question of race, color, or anything else. Join it. That practical quality carried the day. The great message was perfectly simple. Believe in one God, the creator of heaven and earth. All was created out of nothing by him. Ask no questions. Their temples are like Protestant churches, no music, no paintings, no pictures. A pulpit in the corner, on that lies the Quran. The people all stand in line. No priest, no person, no bishop. The man who prays must stand at the side of the audience. Some parts are beautiful. These old people were all messengers of God. I fall down and worship them, I take the dust of their feet. But they are dead, and we are alive. We must go ahead. Religion is not an imitation of Jesus or Mohammed. Even if an imitation is good, it is never genuine. Be not an imitation of Jesus, but be Jesus. You are quite as great as Jesus, Buddha, or anybody else. If we are not, we must struggle and be. I would not be exactly like Jesus. It is unnecessary that I should be born a Jew. The greatest religion is to be true to your own nature. Have faith in yourselves. If you do not exist, how can God exist, or anybody else? Wherever you are, it is this mind that perceives even the infinite. I see God, therefore he exists. If I cannot think of God, he does not exist, for me. This is the grand march of our human progress. These great souls are signposts on the way. That is all they are. They say, onward, brothers. We cling to them, we never want to move. We do not want to think, we want others to think for us. The messengers fulfill their mission. They ask to be up and doing. 100 years later we cling to the message and go to sleep. Talking about faith and belief and doctrine is easy, but it is so difficult to build character and to stem the tide of senses. We succumb. We become hypocrites. Religion is not a doctrine, not a rule. It is a process. That is all. Doctrines and rules were all for exercise. By that exercise we get strong and at last break the bonds and become free. Doctrine is of no use except for gymnastics. Through exercise the soul becomes perfect. That exercise is stopped when you say, I believe. Whenever virtue subsides and immorality abounds, I take human form. In every age I come for the salvation of the good, for the destruction of the wicked, for the establishment of spirituality. Gita 4:7-8. Such are the great messengers of light. They are our great teachers, our elder brothers. But we must go our own way.